Yo, what is the word? How's everybody doing today? Today, I believe, is June 5th, 2022. We're having an amazing day so far. Obviously, we're running it up the same way we always run it up. Free Brittany Griner, free BG42. My prayers are with her and her family right now, but we're gonna get right into it. The Chicago Sky are the comeback kids. They started off the season pretty poorly, I guess. Expectations are you are the champions. So when you start off that season, you're 4-4, you're 4-3. It's 4-3. It's that conversation of this isn't exactly where we should be. We're one game above 500. We're fully healthy now. We're getting right into it, by the way. Love that. But we're 6-3 right now after beating the Atlanta Dream, who honestly, if you haven't watched Beyond the Rim, it is every Wednesday night. Megan Price, Alana Trapp are hosting it, and I'm on there as well as one of the co-hosts. It is an amazing show. We cover everything WNBA. I got to give some respect to the Atlanta Dream. They are 6-4. And they were 6-3 going into this game before they lost to the Chicago Sky 73-65 the other night. What a great and well put together team. They're being very well coached right now. They have a lot of young pieces. I thought it was going to be one of those years where they're kind of just rebuilding, just developing and getting their shots in, but they are winning games. So it was a very good game by the Chicago Sky, and we have an interview with Rebekah Gardner and Meesseeman that we're going to be playing just in a little bit. But I'm very excited to see the Chicago Sky go against the Washington Mystics tonight and in a couple nights. So Ray Bond, definitely be on the lookout because the Chicago Sky are coming. But tonight, I believe it is at Wintrust Arena. I won't be able to be there, unfortunately, but we are going to be back in the building as soon as we can. Just been a little bit busy, a little bit swamped on the network and just with work. We also got college baseball, go Volunteers. But with that being said, we're going to get right into it. The game itself, Candace Parker had a great game. She played the center position, which was kind of different. We all know she can, but with Emma Meesseeman there, it was one of the first kind of experimental games we kind of saw from them. I really liked it. I really liked the way we went about it. I really like that Emma can play the four as well as she can defensively. We all know Emma's a great defensive player, but offensively, her statistics have been a little bit up and down this year versus other years. She is an all-star. She is a finals MVP. So to kind of see her stats, get a little bit deflated, I guess you could say, because of all the star power in this room with Ka and with CP and with everybody else on the team, Quig and Sloot. It's a lot. It's a lot on nights, and I feel like sometimes that's why Candace doesn't have great nights. You obviously still have Rebekah Gardner, Dana Evans, Lee, and so many others. It's Stevens as well. The list goes on, and it's one of those things where James Wade does such a good job of just keeping the mentalities of these women in the right headspace. Because it's so easy to just, oh man, I had a 4-point game, I had a 2-point game, whoop de whoop. Next day, Emma Meesseeman goes off, has an amazing night, 16, 2, and 6 in 30 minutes, and we had, I believe, 4 blocks, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, she just had an outstanding game. It's definitely one of those things, though, where, Candace Parker, again, 9 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds in 31 minutes. Not the greatest game from her, but she doesn't have to. Ka went off for 21-0 and 8 and 31. Allie Quigley had 3, 4, and 4 and 21. Sloot had 9, 6, and 7 and 28. Dana Evans had 3, 1, and 0 and 12. Stevens had 4, 0, and 2 and 17. Rebekah Gardner had 8, 1, and 2 and 28. Amazing defense by her. We're going to get into her interview in a little bit. And Hebert had zeros across the board in 2 minutes. And I believe Lee is out of this game against the Washington Mystics for personal reasons that haven't been disclosed. Probably a family matter or just something personal in her life. It's not really our business. But with that being said, we had another CP on the court. Everybody knows her, a former Chicago Sky as well. It's definitely one of those things where you kind of look at it and you just wish she could have been a part of the team a little bit longer. Her name is also Parker. So she also plays the center position. We all know who we're talking about. 19, 1, and 6 in 25 minutes. Ryan Howard only had 5 points after averaging 20 points on the season. 5-0 and 4 and 31. Coffee had 5-0 and 3 and 15. Wallace had 5-4 and 3 and 30. Wheeler had 15, 5 and 3 and 32. McDonald had 2, 1 and 3 and 16. Vaughn had 4, 2 and 5 and 24. Billings had 6-0 and 3 and 11. Walker had 2, 1 and 0 and 10. And Hillman had 2, 1 and 4 and 6. A lot of numbers. Um, It is definitely one of those things though where we're looking at it and just knowing that we beat a very young team. We are a very experienced team, but they're a fast-paced team. I love everything about it. I love everything about the Atlanta Dream. I definitely snoozed on them. It's something to where I just think when you really look at it, they still need a superstar. They still need that one individual that's going to go over there and take over that team. The same thing happened with the Chicago Sky. We had Sloot, we had Quiggs. We had a lot of young pieces and a lot of young talent like Ka, Dana Evans, the list goes on. Stevens, it's definitely something we need to look at. And you understand that bringing in a champion like CP, it's definitely one of those things that really just put in perspective like how quickly that can change a culture. And you have an amazing assistant like not assistant, an amazing head coach like James Wade. I mean, it just puts everything into the fold together. And James Wade was here 2 years before Candace Parker, I believe. 2 years before Candace Parker. This is his fourth year. So it's definitely something we need to keep our eyes on. It's just like Atlanta though. I don't see anybody. I don't see Breonna Stewart wanting to go to Atlanta. I see her wanting to go to New York because of the market, and what that could bring for her. So I definitely think it's definitely going to take a lot for someone to want to go be the face of the Atlanta Dream. But if these women continue to hoop the way they are, it definitely could change the narrative just a little bit. But like I said, Ryan Howard only had 5 points. We didn't get a, pardon me. We did get a chance to interview Rebekah Gardner and Emma Meesseeman and kind of had a conversation very quickly, very briefly. I'm sorry for how it looks. By the way, I had to chop it up. I didn't have enough time to make it look nice, to make it look pretty for you guys. But Rebekah and I have been, just talking a lot this season and talking about her game. And it's like I talk to her every single day now, and it's kind of gotten cool to that point. But to pick her brain all the time about defensive schemes and the way she goes about it, especially against someone like Howard, who's capable like that, is always interesting. So this is Emma Meesseman and Rebekah Gardner. Really quickly, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Share it, do whatever you got to. Season averaging 20 points. What do you think the game plan was for the team as a whole that held her to 5 points?
I think our goal, I mean, of course, it's team defense, but our goal was just to be aggressive with her and really not give her anything easy. And I think we as a team did a good job working together to do that.
And I know it was very brief. It was very brief, but that's exactly what I was hoping she would say. She doesn't say, she's gonna overpower you athletically. She doesn't say, the game plan is to just be ourselves. She literally gives you an answer. And I love that. I think, it being a team effort really is a big part of right now why this guy are playing such great defense, is because there isn't one person on that team that I don't think is gonna guard their man. I think it's definitely one of those situations to where you have to understand that, offensively, we are a slow-paced offense, but we get it done. We definitely get it done, and it's going to get better as we continue to go on, as we continue to get better. But it's definitely one of those offenses that you need to play great defense down the stretch, because just like with the Aces, we can fight back and we can climb back. But if you don't play defense, you look at the Aces game, we're down 18 at some point, we're down 20 at some point. And it's one of those conversations where it's like, if at any point we pulled the starters and we didn't want to hoop anymore, or we were just messing around, we wouldn't have been able to climb back and lose by 4. And yeah, we still lost, and that sucks. But we lost to Becky Hammond and one of the best teams in the league right now. So to lose by 4 isn't really a big deal to me. To lose by 18 or a large margin like that, that's a pretty big deal. So I think the way this team plays and the way they continue to fight just speaks volumes. They still kept a lot of those Aces individuals, to a slow margin. They didn't have a great night either. We didn't have a great night. They didn't have a great night. They didn't have a single point off the bench. So I think the Sky's defense really does speak to itself as a very high volume. Diana Taurasi was very frustrated with the way the Sky's defense was, obviously for other reasons as well, with the calls. But it takes a lot to play against this Sky defense, and then for them to go tick for tack offensively as well. It's definitely one of those situations to where I think we can go tick for tack with anybody in this league. It's definitely something I can't wait to continue to see throughout this season, how far the Sky are going to go. What the offense is really going to look like when it's all said and done. Is CP going to stay at the 5? If Emma continues to flourish offensively at the 4, it's definitely a question to ask. It's definitely something I think could be interesting, and it's something James Wade can play with all season. We can really figure out what kind of lineups we want to mess with, and it could change depending on who we play against. I truly think, when I look at the team against the Aces specifically, I might keep Candace at the 4. I think Emma does a really good job boxing people out. Now, once we play them again, we'll get a full understanding of, okay, was it just one game where we had a bad shooting night or not? But if it really came down to it, I definitely would in a 7-game series against Becky Hammond and the Las Vegas Aces. I would definitely want to have that conversation. Are we going to be able to have Candace at the 5? I think we can. I think it would be solid. I know I kind of just contradicted myself, but the next game's really going to be able to tell, okay, what are we going to do? And I really hope James Wade does have that conversation of putting Candace at the 5 in the next game, kind of to just see how it goes. I like the flow of things. I like the way transitions are with that. They can do their thing. And like my guy, Freddie Henderson just said, they just fast. They are. They're a fast-paced team. Kelsey Plum does her thing. Everybody else on that unit does their thing. They are a fast-paced offense. And the problem is, they make you think. They make you want to run it back. You know what I mean? So they'll change your tempo up. They'll make you quick your pace. That's not our game. We are a slow pace offense, and we can move when we got to move. Don't get it twisted. Dana Evans has speed. Rebekah Gardner has speed. Sloot and Candace still have speed. They do their thing. But it really does come down to it to where you really have to look at it. I keep saying that as it comes down to it, but it does. And you have to understand, how you're going to make them change up their offense. So I guess just playing strict defense and just staying true to your game and hitting those shots. They had wide open threes against the Aces. And we played against, who did we play against? The Atlanta Dream and the Mystics tonight. We're talking about the Aces, but they left the imprint. And that's really what it is right now. So to understand that we could beat all of these teams and really the only person in our way is truly, to me, Becky Hammond, Kelsey Plum and company. So I do think, obviously, we're going to have to face them. And Young is on a tear. She is, I don't want to swear on here, but she is messing stuff up. She is killing the game right now. She is a problem. That woman needs to be, I don't even know. There's a warrant out for what she's doing to women out there, but she's insane. She is insane. She is hooping for real. She is taking ankles by the day. She is something else. So, we don't have that much to cover today. It was a little bit shorter of an interview. I do apologize. I haven't been able to get to Wintrust in a minute, but we are going to be back as soon as they come back. I won't be there today. We're going to check right now. I believe they go to New York, then they go to Washington, and then they come back. So they play the Mystics tonight here at 5:00 p.m. Central Time. Definitely check out that game. Then they play the Mystics on Wednesday at 7 p.m. in Washington. Then they go to Connecticut. Then they go to New York. And we will be back at Wintrust Arena on June 17th for another rematch of the Atlanta Dream. So definitely be there for that. I'm super excited about it. Hopefully, I will have an intro for you guys that I'm super proud of and super excited to see. We're going to get that together. We're going to start working on that. So I'm super excited about it. You guys deserve that. This page deserves that. So I definitely am trying to work on that. I just wanted to be as good as possible. I only trust one individual in this world to help me make intros, because he is just amazing at what he does. Shout out to Alan. But I'll leave all Alan's stuff in below. He's also an amazing sports take person. So definitely check him out on all of his takes. He does amazing stuff over there. But with that being said, thank you guys for listening. This is Mike Hughes from Mike on the Mic and from the Chicago Skytown podcast and the All Sports All Plays Network. If you haven't been checking out the All Sports All Plays Network, definitely check them out. You can follow them on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I think I said YouTube twice. But yeah, YouTube. And then obviously Twitch, Twitter, wherever you can find them, you can find them. You can find them on the Fox D Network. You can find them on, they're everywhere, to be honest. They have a website, like we are everywhere, and it's just continuing to grow. So with that being said, the ASAP Network, definitely check it out. Again, thank you guys for listening. We will be back as soon as tonight's game is over. I'm going to try to go live immediately after that. So with that